Great, perfect. So yeah, as you mentioned, so yeah, we met at the AWS Summit. So I'm an AWS employee. I'm working in my role, I will present it a bit later, but my role is solution architect. It's not even a solution architect. I'm cloud architect, infrastructure architect. So working in AWS. I'm based in Poland, but I'm French, and it's happened that for the past I think 4 years, I'm more or less like working with like sustainability, because that's something that I definitely like believe in, like the green IT and IT, sustainable IT in general. And that's why, like in AWS, there is like few people. We do have, few people. We do have like plenty of people that are like very interested in this topic as well. We do have some initiative internally, and today I would like to present you something that we created in like. It's all start like within Amazon, but no, like it's an open source project. So I'm gonna share my screen. I mean, like it's already sharing. I'm gonna like start the presentation. So yeah, you should be able to see the presentation. So yeah, today I would like to talk about the sensitivity scanner. So as I mentioned, so it's like an open source project that started in AWS, but like it's publicly available now, and we basically like wanted to have like more people to join. So the whole presentation will be like in the direction of try to get like more people, present you the tool, of course. It will be like a bit technical. I can go to the agenda. So I will first of all like present the scanner. Then we do also have like a GitHub action. I will mention the AWS labs that we also propose, what's next for the scanner, and how to get involved. If some people like would like to contribute or just like follow the project and see like what will be next. I just hope that maybe not all of you, but few people are like a bit aware of like what AWS is. So we are a cloud provider. And basically, like the whole presentation would be like, especially like the tool is built on infrastructure as code. So this is when like you're using code. So can be like a CDK, so cloud development kit, or CloudFormation. This is like something like a YAML file, or can be also JSON, to describe your resources, and then like you just like apply them to AWS Cloud via console or via pipeline to deploy, like create all the resources that you need for your infrastructure. So to host a website, databases, whatever. Like basically, this is like the two like thing that you need to be like a bit aware for the presentation. So yeah, let's get started. So first of all, like let's talk about the scanner itself, because like this is the core of the presentation. So as I mentioned, so the sensitivity scanner was born about like I think it was April 2023, if I'm not wrong. So already like more than 2 years ago. So it started at was a need like for like startups that AWS like guided in the northern country of Europe. They wanted like to be like more sustainable regarding the infrastructures, and they asked like some solution architect that was working with them if it was possible to have some guidance from AWS. And at this moment, we just realized that yeah, absolutely, like we don't have anything to provide to them. Also, we still have the sustainability pillar that is now part of our like core 6 pillar of the AWS well-architected framework. This is just a guide of all the things that we need to provide to our customer. You do have like some stuff related to security, reliability, and etc. And like the last pillar is the sustainability one. So it started like internally. There was like few people that drafted this first tool. And basically, we still like working like it's still like the same code base that we're running right now. So the tool then like been published like on GitHub as an open source project. So it basically like help you to run the scanner against your infrastructure as code. So all the code that you're gonna deploy on AWS, to scan it, and will give you some guidance. So the current version is version 1.3. The big thing with the 1.3 was the support of CDK. So CDK is also like instead of using like JSON or YAML file, you can use Python, TypeScript, C#, I guess, and few other like I think Go and maybe Rust. I'm not even sure. So a few different like languages to like write your infrastructure as code and then like deploy it to AWS. So yeah, the evolution of the scanner. So as I said, like the first release of the tool was in April 2023. Then in August 2023, we released the GitHub action. This is where I got involved in the scanner. I draft and I completely like ship the GitHub action one to the scanner. Then in December, we published the first labs that I will also coming back on it a bit later. And finally, like the final update that is about like a year ago. So like for the moment, like we're a bit chilling, let's say, like this year. I mean, like we do have like some stuff, but we need to ship them. I will like show you later. But yeah, like the last big update of the scanner was in August 2024 with the CK support with version 1.3, the one that I mentioned. Okay, so how is it built? Because I guess like this part can be like a bit interesting just for people that are technical. So the scanner is built like in Python. It's also available through pip, so you can just like install it by typing Python pip install and then like sensitivity scanner. You should be able to find it and install it like locally on your machine if you would like to give it a try. And the wall scanner is built on top on something else called Cloud Formation Guard, CNF Guard. That's also like another open source tool built proposed by AWS, where you can create some rules that's gonna apply to your CloudFormation stack. So basically, like the JSON and YAML file that you have, you will just like run this CNF guard on it, and it will give you like regarding the rules that you put in the tool that you just like create. It will give you all the advice that regarding the rules. So as you can expect, so every rules that are like a part of the scanner are for the moment like built with CNF guard. So CNF guard also like do have like this very like different extension of the file. So it's .guard, and you do have like a different way to write the rules. But also I will just show you a bit later about that. Then like just a small video. So this is the scanner itself. So basically like when you would like to install it, so pip install sensitivity scanner, you're gonna like download it from PyPy. Then like so I will have okay. So just to check that the scanner is installed, sensitivity help, you can see like the scanner is installed on my machine locally. And okay, just clean a bit the terminal, and I will show you like I do have like a template file. Can I just pause the video for a moment? So this is just a basic template. So if you are familiar with AWS, that's a very basic one. I just like ask them to create like a S3 buckets. So this is YAML file, it's CloudFormation. So this is like how CloudFormation file looks like. You just like describe the resources that you would like to create. So line 3, this is like my resources. Line 6, I name this resources that is a S3 bucket. I precise the type, so it's AWS S3 bucket. And then this is like all the properties of the S3 bucket that I would like to create. And so yeah, and what I will do is just like I will run the scanner against this template, and this is the outcome that I have from the scanner. So again, I will just pause a bit. So yeah, as you can see, like the sensitivity score is at 2. I will also come back on the scoring system, and this is the fail rule that we have with this template file. So as you can see, like the S3 bucket that we have doesn't have like a lifecycle policy. A lifecycle policy is basically like you can create some policy that so S3 bucket is just like to store some data. Object data. So some file basically, and you can create like some lifecycle saying that, for example, after 30 days you would like to move this data to another different tier, because we do have like a SSD, HDD, even like tapes to store them. And of course, like it would be like more sustainable like to move to like a different tier that is of course like a bit less fast if you want to retrieve the data, but at least like that's allow us to keep our like old devices, like old HDD, and also like to store it like in a different way. So that's something that we recommend. And this is the rule that we failed in this demo. So yeah, so sensitivity score is at 2. And it gives you like some guidance. I mean, this is the message. So AWS lifecycle policy either delete data or move data between different storage classes can be added. And yeah, so this is basically. This is the checks that we have for the month. We only do have like 16 checks. So yeah, like for the people that are like familiar with AWS, like you will see like some services and some stuff that probably you already know. But like that was like the S3 one was the rule that I mentioned. We also do have the Graviton. So Graviton is like our own AWS chips that are like that can reduce the electricity consumption by up to 60% in some cases. So we also do propose to the people to move like their x86 to Graviton if it's possible, using, yeah, I mean, I will not go through every of them, but also, for example, like don't keep the CloudWatch logs for forever. Like you need to set a retention time. It can be either like a month, a year, whatever, but it's better to have one. Yeah, compression enabled for CloudFormation distribution. Like this is kind of yeah, some recommendation that we have. So yeah, this is other recommendation, 16th for the moment, and we really would like to add it more rules in the future. So if you do think about some things, I mean, feel free to create a pull request on the tool or just like contact me. Yeah. Okay, now I would like also to present you the GitHub action. So this is like, that was like my work from the beginning when I joined the scanner. So I wanted to, I'm a huge fan of GitHub action in general, and I wanted to propose a way to use this action, I mean, to use this tool like as part of a CI/CD pipeline. And this is where like we decided so to come up with the GitHub action. So yeah, it's available on the marketplace. The version is 1.3.1. And you also do have the repository if you would like to have a look at the code. But basically, like the code is built like using Docker, and it's basically doing exactly like the same of on a local laptop if you would like to use a scanner. So from Python Alpine 3.9, we download the scanner, we install it, and then we just like launch a bash script that is the entry point that we just like run the scanner as the same as you can run it locally on your machine. And how to use it. So if you are familiar again with GitHub Action, it's super easy. This is just only like a 3 line of code. So you create your workflow on your project, and then you can just like by this line use AWS Actions Activity Scanner at latest. And the input that you can pass is, I mean, like of course, like one of them will be like of course mandatory. So it's either the file, the directory, or the stack name. So file or directory is, I mean, quite easy to guess. To like the file that you would like to scan, or the directory. That means like every file that is .json or .yaml will be scanned. Or if you do have like you would like to scan a CDK stack, so using CDK it's a bit different. Like you need to use like this input called stack name, and then you can use the way that, for example, if you would like to scan every stack that's beginning by front end dash star, it will scan everything that to have this pattern. So yeah, I mean, it's there is like more detail on the documentation on the repository itself. And finally, you can also add your like own .json file with some rules that you would like to just to extend the rule set of the scanner, so to add more checks. And yeah, so that's also a quick demo of the GitHub action. So I'm on my account. I just have like this template file again, S3 buckets. This one doesn't have any findings, so it doesn't have like is compliant. I will just like show you. So this is exactly like the same repository, but locally on my laptop. I will just like paste the .github folder with my workflow. So again, like super easy. Only like the 4 lines at the very end are the one that's precise the GitHub action that I would like to use. So yeah, I'm targeting the V1 and the template.yaml. That's the file that I would like to scan. So I'm gonna push it to my GitHub account. So yeah, I created the commit. Okay, so now back to GitHub. You can see like there is a workflow running. So I will just like go to the action page. So it's scanning. I mean, it was pretty fast as like the template was quite small. And this is the output. So it's basically exactly the same as the thing that you can have also locally, like the previous one that I show. And like this time, like the sensitivity score you had 0. I mean, 0 is the best in the way that the scoring system work right now. Like 0 is the best, and the higher you get, like that's been like the less ecological responsible the infrastructure is. So 0 is the best. The lower is the best. So yeah. So this is how it works. We also added like a few other stuff in the GitHub action. We also do have like this output now that you can grab like from the scanner. You can have like this result from the output of the GitHub action. So you can create like a threshold. If, for example, you would like to stop or trigger a warning every time that the scanner like the score hit more than, for example, 20. You can create like this this mechanism to trigger an alarm, or just like to prevent like like auto deployment to a production account, or even like deployment account, whatever, just like to be sure that your infrastructure like stay as green as possible. So this is something that we also added, and I don't like show it on the demo. So that's it for the GitHub action. Now just like let's talk about the AWS labs. So yeah, like there is like few labs that are already like available. If you would like also just like to have a step-by-step tutorial of how to use install the scanner, to use it, create a new rule, the scoring system. They will also like explain a bit more about it, but I'm gonna talk about that later as well. And also like what I show you. So if you would like to get a try with the workflow, the level of the lab is 300. So if you're like familiar with like AWS like environment, like every time we do have like presentation or like workshop, we do have like this leveling guide. So 100 is like for very beginner, and up to 400 that is like for very advanced people. So 300 should be like someone that, yeah, I mean, you need to know what's like CloudFormation, AWS, of course, have a GitHub action, GitHub's account. So that's why it's like 300. But I really like encourage you to give it a try if you would like to learn how to use the tool. So yeah, that was Christina and Kathleen that wrote the tool. So two people that also working in AWS with me and working on the scanner as well. Like they are part of the team. And sorry, the video haven't started. This is just like a quick go through about the lab. So like the different part, like yeah, installing. So like you can install it like from the source, from GitHub, or directly like from pip. It will just like show you, explain you everything. The scoring system. So we do have like this low, medium, high for every rules. And also like, okay, it was like quite quick, but basically they explain you like if you would like to add a new rules, how to write it, because there is like the nomenclature is a bit different, as you need to create like this .guard file. And yeah, the pipeline to add it through GitHub action. I mean, it's working the same. So I mean, it's like we do have like this built-in GitHub action if you want to use GitHub, but if you would like to integrate it with GitLab, Bitbucket, whatever you're using, even Jenkins, you can definitely like do it. It's just like we don't have for the moment like step-by-step tutorials, but it's like very easy to implement, as it's just like some bash command that you need to execute. So now I would like to. So this is like what we have right now. This is the scanner how it is like 2 days, or you can start using it like right after the presentation if you would like to in your project for your like personal life. I don't know if you're doing like some AWS stuff in your personal life, but if you would like to using it, I really encourage you to do it. And now I would like to present like what's next, what are we working on. So we also do have like a task backlog. Unfortunately, for the moment, like it's not publicly available. I mean, like I would love to just like open it to people, because it's, of course, it's like an open source project. Just like most of the people that was like working on it are part of AWS so far. So it's, for the moment, we just do have like an internal document, but it's also like our plan to just open it and propose the community just like to propose us like some new ideas. This is like all the different like tasks we just like starting to explore. And there's like few of them that we starting working on. So updating the GitHub action, the documentation, create a VS Code extension. We already do have something that someone like from Amazon also like proposed us like a demo like not a long time ago. So it's working well. We just like need to integrate it with the repo, and then like instead of having this command line to like execute the tool, you would be able to see directly like from VS Code the guidelines. And improving the scoring system. I will come back to it a bit later as well. I would like to just like focus a bit more on two different like stuff that we're doing right now, and if you would like to get on board, like we'd be like more than happy to onboard you. The first one is new documentation. That's something that I also like started to present at the AWS Summit. So we decided to just like have something a bit more like consistent for the documentation. So we were thinking of using. I mean, we already do have like a version like running with Docusaurus, so it's like an open source website generator to build on React.js for documentation. It's owned by Meta. I mean, it was created by Facebook, no Meta. It's very like well powerful, and it's also like open source, so that's why we decided to go with it. And also something that is pretty cool with Docusaurus is the fact that you can integrate it with GitHub pages. So that's been the website would be just like a host on GitHub pages. So you can just like edit the file directly like on the repository, publish it, and with again a GitHub action, you would just like rebuild the website and update the website directly like on the fly. So that's very perfect for like open source stuff. Like you don't need to have like strong knowledge of like website development if you would like to update the documentation, as everything is right, like the core documentation is on Markdown. So quite easy. And this is how it looks like for the moment. This is like just let's say beta version. It's not even public. It's running like on my local host, as you can see. So it might change in the future, but this is like more or less like what we plan to ship. So again, it's like I mean a bit similar of the AWS Labs, but we're going like a bit further. We also like explaining like the how to create a rule, how to integrate it. So you do have like this GitHub action. Again, like we explain you like how to create the GitHub action, pre-commit hooks or this kind of stuff. We do have the list of like all the different checks. That's something that you cannot find directly like on the repo. I mean, you need to dive deep in the code. And for every like different findings, you do have like this guide that will just like explain you the findings. Give you some like details about the findings, explain you like the description of the findings, and also like the remediation. So for example, like for this one, I haven't checked like okay, it's for API gateway. So you need like to have a threshold between like 1 and 2 megabytes. So it basically tell you like in CloudFormation, you need to add this line minimize completion size to 1024. I mean, it should be like between 1024 and 2048. And we also started, as we would like later on to support Terraform, like in Terraform, like what would be like to fix it. Yeah, again, like you can see by services, all the different like the 16 rules that we have for the moment. And yeah, so this is the documentation so far. So yeah. And another thing that I would like to present is, of course, the scoring system. So for the moment, we do have this scoring system, as I said. So it starts from 0. That's mean like you're very like green. I mean, can we? Yeah. So you're the more like sustainable possible according to our tool. And we only support 16 checks so far. So that's why I mean like you need to consider like everything when we say like you're green. But yeah, this is how it works. So every checks do have like different severity from low to high with the scoring system from 1 to 3. And we're just making a basic sums every time that you fail a rules. We're just like adding to the final score the numbers of the severity of the rule that you failed. So I really would like to change that. We're already starting to draft like some new ideas to take the impact of the size of your infrastructure, because like this is the biggest issue that we're facing. Is just the bigger your infrastructure will be, the higher the score could be as well. So we don't want to. I mean, like the example that I took, if you put this threshold, for example, you will just like hold the deployment at 20. The more like the bigger the infrastructure is, sometimes you cannot be compliant with all the rules. For example, you do have some old library that's running on x86 chips. You cannot move to Graviton, so you're gonna fail these checks for sure. And the bigger the infrastructure is, at some point you will basically reach this 20 limit for the scoring. So that's why. We would like to change it, maybe to have something like in kind of like a percentage. Let's say like you 80% compliant with like all the advice that we provide in our tool. So yeah, that's something that we're working on for the moment, but it's quite hard like to find like the right way to have like something that would be like good enough to propose. So yeah, that's like the two major things that I wanted to focus on, like on what we're working right now. And how to get involved. So first of all, you can give us a star that really help us just like to have more visibility. Also like within AWS, to show that there is like some people interested in this tool. So then like we can also like focus a bit more of like our working time working on it. And of course, like creating an issue, there is like a issue, and also like just ask question directly on the repo that also like help us. I'm like looking at like every comment that every people are doing. I'm super fast on the GitHub action to answer. There's like few open issue on the scanner itself that we need to fix, but we're working on it as well, and we definitely like seeking for like more people to join us and to help us. If you do have some Python experience, you would like to write some documentation, very like I would be like super happy to work with all of you. You can also like reach out to me. That would be my contact, my LinkedIn at the end. We also would like to like with the documentation website, maybe to have like a form to people that are not super like familiar with GitHub. Instead of like having an account and creating an issue, you can just like send us a message or an email. Like that's something that we would like to add in the future. And talking about the stars, this is like the evolution of both like the scanner and the GitHub action. So yeah, in July last year, we made like some advertisements, and this is why we had like this rise at this moment. But yeah, we are like a bit more than 100 stars for the moment. So I mean, for an open source project within AWS, like in such a specific topic, I think that's already like quite something. But if we can reach like even more, that would be like even better. So yeah, that's come to an end for my side. I hope that it wasn't, I mean, too technical or not too much technical. I mean, so yeah, feel free to ask me any question. I hope you like it, and yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Sebastien. There was a whole question from Antoine to add Terraform support, but you answer it during the presentation.
Yeah, I mean, happy to explain you like how is it going with the Terraform support. We're working on it. But it's a bit more complex than we expect. So I wanted to have like a dedicated section about like adding Terraform, but happy to jump outside of the call to explain you like where is the Terraform support for the moment. And if you would like to help us like on the Terraform support, that would be like yeah something.
Yeah. Vincent, do you want to take the mic for your question?
Wait.
No, it was not really a question. It was more like a low-level suggestion about the notion of score. Yeah, intuitively, when I think about sustainability score, I'm thinking higher is better. So yeah, that was just my user input. I think from what I remember, all the sustainability scores I've seen are in the higher is better logic.
Yeah.
So might be like quite simple to reverse the scoring system, or maybe other tools have the lower is better logic, but I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, like the idea that we have for the moment would be like to have like 100%. That means like you're totally compliant with like the rule that we propose, and you basically like going lower every time that you fail a rule. And of course, depending of like the size of your infrastructure and also like the severity of the rule that you failed. If you fail like if the infrastructure is like quite small and you fail like a major like rules, then like it can I don't know go down to maybe like a 60%, 50%. I don't know. Like we need to find like a way
so
to
you already
calculate.
have in mind to change the scoring system.
Yeah, exactly. And when we started working on it, we do have like some we're making some prediction with like different equation, but so far we haven't found something that taking like all the parameters that we have in mind. So yeah.
And you, I'm not sure I understood in the presentation. Do you already take into account the size of the infrastructure, or is it a development for later when you apply the
For the
rules?
moment, like not for the moment, like the version that is like available. We do have like some version that that's like running locally on my machine, and we do have like we check like the number of resources that it's gonna be scanned. I mean, like on your template, so we can have this number of, for example, like you do have like 100 resources, but then like what would be interesting is like this on this 100 resources, maybe like only like 20 will be scanned. I mean, we do have like rules for the 20 of them, and on the 20, maybe only 10 are compliant to our like checks. So that's like all the number that we have like as an input, and based on this number, we would like to create something like out of it.
And do you have in like you're talking about the number of resources, but do you have in mind, like, for example, for an S3 bucket, it's not like, it depends a lot on the size, on the number of data stored. Like maybe I don't have expiration policy for a bucket, but it's only like 500 megabytes stored on the bucket. But if it's like 500 terabytes, then it's not the same impact. Like, do you plan to like connect to the actual usage data to like use
That
it
would
to
be
compute the
interesting.
score and give feedback?
That would be very interesting. Like, yeah, for the moment, it's not connected at all. Like the tool is running like just on your file, so it's not connected to your AWS account. So we don't have like any way for the moment to
Okay.
trigger like to get this data. But that would be like super interesting, yeah, to have something that is more like that you will know about your account, and that would be like, yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's a good one.
maybe there could be like a connection opportunity with a Cloud Scanner, because I think that Cloud Scanner gets this type of information. So like maybe there could be like a quick win by connecting the two.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's interesting. I will definitely like add it in the backlog. Thanks.
Welcome, and I stole Julien's question.
And Olivier, you can take the mic also, but it's following the conversation, I think.
Yeah, it was related to this question basically. Thank you first for the presentation, and the question was more related to do you have any plan to measure dynamically what occurs in the account? From my perspective, your approach is interesting because basically you check the infrastructure as code prior to deployment. But I think there is also a complementary approach to look for optimizations, things that could be maybe oversized or things like that. So and regarding the scoring, I had a remark also. I'm sure that maybe we need to display several scores, so it complexifies the thing a bit. But the idea behind this is that if we strictly focus on scoring regarding rules and are we compliant with rules, basically we provide a kind of normalized scoring regardless the size of the infrastructure. But also the size of the infrastructure matters in the end, basically, in terms of sustainability. So I don't know if both scores are relevant, I think, but the overall size of the infrastructure that is built as code matters in the end. And but it has also to be discussed or to be considered in front of the requirement, what you use this infrastructure for. But this is to say that it's not, from my perspective, it's not having a normalized score. Maybe is not the single score we should provide in the end.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Okay, thanks for the feedback. And yeah, like as you like for like the first question is like, yeah, for the moment, like there is no connection between like your account and the tool, but that's something that maybe in the future we can plan to add. Yeah, thanks. I don't see there's like any more people that have a question.
There are some people who are typing, just waiting a few seconds. Julien, maybe?
Yeah, I've got questions. I don't see any way today inside your tool to compare results. Why I ask that? Because if we do some evolution into rules and add, it's only one shot, and we have manually to compare the result during the time. Right?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And I mean, for the moment, for sure, we don't have like anything to compare. I mean, any way to compare like different results. So I mean, you saying like, for example, like you would like. I mean, like one of the idea would be like, yeah, I don't know, like for example, you would like to download the result
Mhm.
from like one scan, and then like you can rerun the scan like later on to see like what was different, right?
Yeah, because if we add rules with the same infrastructure and no modifications, we have the score that can change. And
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, no, yeah, that's also okay, interesting. I never think about that, but okay, I will. Thanks a lot. That's very like helpful.
Yeah, it will be helpful to audit and justify in the time which version we use, why we have this score, and yeah.
I'm thinking a lot, but one interesting way to do it is to provide something like unit test standard report, so that it's easy to integrate into GitHub, into GitLab, into whatever.
Absolutely.
Because it's something like each unit standard output, and so you can track in time with different release, different branches, everything. You can compare.
We do have a JUnit for GitLab and Sarif for GitHub. So that's something like we started also like to have a look. It's not like the top priority for the moment for us, but yeah, that's something that we also think about, to have like the standardized way to choose the outcome would be like JSON, the CLI. For the moment, we only do have CLI, and also like the JUnit and Sarif would be like also like a very good implementation.
Thanks, good to know.
Okay, thank you so much. And one last thing. So, as a it's just like as an AWS employee, every time that we're making a presentation, we ask for like to have a quick survey, and that's also like helped me to show my manager that if like the reception was great, to dedicate more of my time, my working time to work on the scanner. So if you would be able just like to fill the survey. You don't need like to provide any like personal information. I recommend you to don't tick the first checkbox at the very top of the file, and don't provide like, if you don't want to, your personal information. Just like the last question are like the most important when you need to put a grade on the presentation. And yeah, and if you have like any feedback, happy to receive through the survey, or like if you would like to jump in. And yeah, thanks a lot to Boavizta. That's like
Can
very
you
cool.
copy
Like
paste the link, please?
yeah, of course, I will do it. Just like to find it. Here it is. Oh.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Sebastien, excuse me, I maybe have a last question, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. Tell me, ask me.
I'm coming from an LCA background, life cycle assessment, and in the tool you've shown us, I see only scores, and I don't see any evaluation of the impacts or the gains that you have with applying every rule. So I wanted to know if you are planning to give some information about the greenhouse gases that are avoided, or the impact on abiotic resource depletion, and so on, and also maybe if there are any connections with other Amazon projects regarding the evaluation of the impacts of the infrastructure.
Okay, that's a very tricky topic. For us, like as an AWS employee, I cannot tell like so much, but the thing is, like, we don't have access to this kind of data for the moment. Like, even us, we don't have access. So the only access like data that we have for the moment, and it's not like granular enough to have like to tell the user of the scanner, like, for example, this is the benefit that you gain with like changing the rules in like the template. I don't know if you were like, we released something called the carbon footprint analyzer. This is something like from the console, and you can see the consumption, like the electricity consumption of your account, and this is the only data related to like sustainability that we have for the moment. And yeah, so that would be like very interesting to add it. But again, like, we will have like to connect it also like to the account to see like I mean, like to have like more like precise data, and like regarding like the exact like metric CO2 ton that you created out of that will be very hard, because also like because of the mix of electricity that we're using, depending on the region that you're deploying in as well, because of course they're like powered by different source of electricity, and the AWS I mean speech is that most of our like region is like up to 98% renewable energy. I mean, this is true. I will not like get into it. Like you can like invite me for like another session about like this topic, and I will be like super happy to discuss without my AWS cap.
Yeah, okay, sure, we will.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks for your answer.
Yeah, I also wanted to just like a disclaimer. I should have said that like before, but yeah, like so I started like to work like during like my working hours, because like in AWS we do have like some time dedicated to like a project like that. So that's why I was allowed by my manager and so like to work on it. But this is also something that I mean like that I'm also working during my free times. And today, so yeah, that's like why I do have like this, like the template is like AWS branded and so on, but this is an open source project, so that's why like feel free to join. Most of the people, because it was born within AWS, but we would like to extend it, so don't be afraid by the fact that yeah, it's for the moment it's AWS branded and so on, but we would like to move in. It's pretty hard like to find time, because like of course like we need to, we are on different like time zone as well, so it's quite hard. Like one of guy, like the guy that created the scanner at the very beginning also like left the company like not a long time ago, so it's quite hard to get back to it. So that's why yeah, we're looking for people, and we would like to just like move it outside from AWS to have something like more like according to open source standard, to have something like less connected with AWS, even if like AWS will be like supporting the project, and we do have like time dedicated to it, and yeah, but yeah, that's the disclaimer that I wanted to say.
There was a last remark from Eric Fauboul. Did you take a look to the cloud scanner project from Boavizta? Olivier is one of the leader of this project.
So yeah, like I did. I mean, I wasn't aware of this like tool before that. I mean, like I was aware like of Boavizta when I met you at the summit. So I mean, sorry for that, because like I'm based in Poland, and like I never had an opportunity to discover more about Boavizta. And then like I had a look. I think like your scanner, like you deploy it to AWS like on an EC2 instance. So you do have like you grabbing data from the account itself. So
yes,
that's
exactly.
a different approach.
This is a slightly different approach where we connect to the AWS API to grab information about the usage of the account, but it's for the time being it's limited to instances, storage, and not managed services or things like that.
Because we don't have enough data to
estimate. Yeah, exactly. We have to take an approach similar to the one of cloud carbon footprint. Main difference is that we use Boavizta data, Boavizta dataset, Boavizta API behind the scene to get the environmental impact. So it allows us to get multi-criteria impact, and for the usage phase, but also the manufacturing phase, to provide estimation related to the manufacture of the instance, for example, we are using. So this is, but the approach is relatively similar to what was done by Cloud Carbon Footprint. It's only not the exact same data set, and but the difference is that it's real time. In this case, we measure every 30 seconds, something like that. So you can follow your usage, your consumption in near real time, and it produces metrics. So you can also feed some other system with the results.
Okay.
That being said, it's not complete either, because we can only provide estimation for what we know, and AWS and other cloud providers are relatively opaque, do not provide much information about how things are implemented internally. which is understandable, but nevertheless, this is so the approach of Cloud Scanner is to provide estimation, knowing that it does not cover everything, but it provides figures for what we can estimate with relative confidence.
Okay.